Hello and welcome to my Solidarity Beanie or Cat Hat. My name is Stephanie. I am the crocheter designer behind Shevelkin Designs. So let's go ahead and crochet a hat. What are you going to need for this project? You are going to need berry red. Well, you don't need berry red, but you're going to need yarn. And this was, what is it? Red Heart with Love. I think I got it at Walmart forever and a day ago. Berry Red and category 4. So you can use any category 4. This is 100% acrylic. And then you're going to need your scissors, your tapestry needle. You could use 2 stitch markers, 1 for each end is very helpful, and a 6mm J hook. Okay, let's get started. And I will be doing the toddler size, but in the pattern you will have toddler, kids, teens, and then adults. So there are 3 sizes all together for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and grab your yarn, leave a little bit of a tail, and let's make a slip knot. Over, over. There's our loop. Take your hook, insert it, pull that tight. There we go. Now for the toddler size, we are going to chain 36. So go ahead and chain 36. Once you've chained 36, we're going to go and in the second chain from hook, that's the first one, there's the second one, we are going to do half double crochets all the way down. And I do them in the back hump. So you see this is the front of the stitch, the top, the V. Flip it over, and you see all of these going down? Those, can you see that? Those are the humps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the second chain, 1, 2, that back hump right there, we're going to go into, we're going to do a half double crochet. So again, there's the first one. In that second one, we're going to go into. And working in that back hump of the stitch is going to leave you with that top stitch. And that will be really nice and easy for when we need to close up our hat. So here's our first one. We're going to go all the way down the chain. We will end with 35 half double crochets. So go ahead and do those 35 half double crochets, and I will meet you at the end of this row. So here I am on my final 2 stitches. 1 and our last half double crochet. Go. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch here or throughout the pattern. Moving on to row 2. So in the first stitch, we are going to do a half double crochet. We have already yarned over, so go through that stitch, loop over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and we have completed our first half double crochet. So in the first stitch and in our last stitch, we are going to be doing a half double crochet into the whole stitch, right? For all of these in between, we are going to be doing a half double crochet in the back loop only. So half double crochet and then half double crochet back loop, and then at the last one, half double crochet. And we're just going to repeat that for every single row for this hat. So let's go ahead. We've done our first half double crochet into that first stitch, loop over. Now look at the top of the stitch, front, back. We're going to go into the V, grab under that back loop, pull up. We now have 3 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Loop over, pull through all 3. Loop over. See that V? We're going to go under that back loop, pull up, loop over, pull through all 3. And we just repeat that until the last stitch. And in that last stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet through the entire stitch. Let's go ahead and do all of our half double crochet back loops. And I will meet you at the end of this row where we will do our final half double crochet together. So in our final stitch, we're going to go ahead and just do a half double crochet through that whole stitch. Loop over, go through that whole stitch, pull up, 3 loops on our hook, and pull through. Now we are going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we turn our work. And again, we are going to just repeat that exact same row again and again and again until we have a total of 42 rows for toddler, 44 for kids/teens, and 46 rows for adult. So we are now on 1, 2. We are on row 3. So first stitch is this one right here. We already did our chain 1. Chain 1 never counts as a stitch. So in this first one, we do a half double crochet. Now, back loop, half double crochet, back loop. We do that all the way to the last stitch. And then in that last stitch, we will do a regular double crochet. Go ahead and do your half double crochet back loop only all the way down, and I will meet you on the final half double crochet for this row. In the final stitch, we are going to do a regular half double crochet. Now we chain 1, total of 1, 2, 3 rows. We're going to turn our work and continue. And you see how it's giving us this beautiful ribbing? It's going to do. So this first stitch, again, chain 1 doesn't count, half double crochet into that first stitch, back loop, half double crochet until you get to that last stitch. We'll do another half double crochet into that final stitch. So go ahead and repeat your rows, and I will meet you on our final row, final couple stitches. And once we have completed that, I will show you how we will close up our hat, and you will be able to wear your hat. Final stitch. If you need to, sometimes putting a stitch marker into the first and last half double crochets might be beneficial because that turning chain can mess you up a little bit, but you always want to make sure and count your stitches so that way you have the total that you need. And don't forget, for toddler, it is 35 stitches. So 35 half double crochets. Kids, teens is going to be a total of 38 stitches, and adults is going to be a total of 42. So in that first one, so if you find it helpful, adding a stitch marker right here might be beneficial so you don't lose that stitch. Otherwise, count, count, count. Okay, I am going to go ahead and finish up my 42 rows. I will meet you at the end of row 42 on the final stitches. We will do those together. I will show you how we will fold our hat and seam it up, and then you get to pick if you want a beanie or if you would like a solidarity kitty cat hat with ears. And I'll show you how to do those. So go ahead and do the rows that you need to do for the size that you want to make, and I will see you soon. If you need a reminder or you need to go back, go ahead, pause, rewind. That's the great thing about video tutorials. Okay, guys, I'll see you at the end of my 42 rows. See you soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and count our rows just to make sure we have the correct number. One, so two. We know that all of these are going to be even numbers, so I can just count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. And I am on the last two of my last row. So let's get a little closer here. There we go. So back loop, half double crochet, and our final half double crochet. Come on up, guy. There we go. So now we're going to take it like this, a big rectangle. Beautiful, beautiful. What I love about this hat is that it's really good for just practicing your tension and your stitches. It gives you a really beautiful ribbing effect, and it also is a really nice stretch to it too. I'm going to take this end here where we have our little loop. We're going to fold it on top. There we go. Our yarn has a little fluff in it. There we go. Now that our piece is folded, we are going to turn it so we can work up the side to seam it up. Put my yarn back on my hook. I'm going to chain one. Now from this chain one, we're going to go through the first stitch. So through the first stitch, we're going to go through this first stitch. We're going to slip stitch it together. So right here, and if this starts to get like all uneven, what I do is I pull, give it a little wiggle, to even it out. And then tilt your hook on an angle to slip stitch and pull up. Tighten that. Now your hat is connected. Now we are going to slip stitch down and seam it together. And how we are going to do that is like so. So we got the first one. Let's line our stitches up so it makes it a little easier. First one. So now I'm going to take back loops on each row. So here's a back loop. There's a back loop. Here's a back loop, there's a back loop. I'm going to slip stitch those. So back loop, slip stitch, back loop, slip stitch, back loop, slip stitch. And you see how my slip stitch is not super tight? Because if you get it too tight, then it's going to cinch it. Not the end of the world, but not what we want. Back loop, slip stitch. And if I do it slow like this, then that evens out my slip stitch. And I can angle my hook to get that easy slip stitch. Might take a little getting used to, but if I were to go super fast and just go do, and then pull through both, it can cause this to be uneven. I don't want that. So nice and slow. And I'll show you what it looks like at the end when we fold it over, because it's going to have this really nice clean edge to it. And you can put some yarn. Doesn't mess my tension up. Back loop, back loop, back loop, back. Now, we're up here at the top, final one. Then I would slip stitch through both stitches. But grab my yarn. I would slip stitch through both stitches. Now, this is the point where you decide if you would like to do a cat hat or if you would like to do a beanie. If you want to do a cat hat, stick around right here and I will show you how. If you want to do a beanie, skip ahead to the beanie section. You would rather have a cat beanie, cat ears, then from this point, what I do is instead of just doing one in this corner, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So chain 1, do 1, 2. Okay, and that brings us around the corner. Then I would do slip stitches all the way across here to close this up. And then I would do 2 single crochets into this corner. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. And you just want to make sure that you're pushing through. I'm going to get that tail out of the way so you can see a little bit better and get closer. So there was our first one. So just push through, make sure you're getting through both layers. And you can, don't lose your yarn. That helps. There's 1, 2. And you can just keep going through. Just like I said, make sure you're getting through both layers. A little further away so you can see what I'm doing. Push through, slip stitch, push through, slip stitch. Now, does it matter how many slip stitches you have here? That's completely up to you if you want to count and do exact numbers or if you just want to eyeball it and go through. You just don't want to have it too far apart and then it's pulling. So a nice little happy medium. Once we get to this end corner, like I said, this is going to be the second ear. So wherever you want that to be, which is going to be right here for me, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. And I would tie off and cut this and weave this in. I'm just going to pull it long for right now. So now this other tail we can weave in later. Pull it through right now. There we go. So now this is all closed off, right? What we would do is cut this, weave this end in. Then you take your hat, flip it inside out, pop your corners so that they stick out. Sorry, I got really long nails, so they like to instead. See if I can do it. There we go. And this corner too. There we go. Now we have our corner and our corner. Beautiful. We can fold this up. There you go. You have a beautiful cat beanie. Let's take my hair clip out. Okay, so we got our cat hat still attached because we're not really done with it. I'm going to make it into another beanie. So cat, we've seamed it all up. We flipped it inside out. You can have a double brim or you can have a slouchy one, but you won't see the ears as much if it's slouchy. So if you fold the brim up, and there we go. And as you see, this is a toddler size. And I like the toddler size on an adult. Get rid of the tail because it allows it to be tighter to your head. So you get those ears really nice. So there you go. Beautiful kitty ears. Now, if you don't want kitty ears and you would rather have a regular beanie, then what we're going to do, flip it back because we didn't tie this off, we can just undo it. And what we're going to do now is take this, undo it. We're undoing our seam, keeping it to that last. We don't need the 2 single crochets. We just need the slip stitch. Closes it off, that last one. Okay, so we pulled that seam out. We're back to where we were when we slip stitched all the way to the top. Yep, and now we're going to want a really nice long tail. Cut. Put our, really don't even need the hook for this, but put our yarn back on our hook. I grab both the tail and the both tails. This is the tail that I started with. And then this is where I'm at. And then I'm just going to slip stitch through both of them. That way it just connects everything together. Pull that through all the way through and tighten that up. There you go. Now you got a knot. Now this is connected. So right now you have a muff. You have my lap. Now you got a big old cylinder. And what we're going to do, grab your needle, grab the end of your tail, big old long one. Now we are going to weave it through this, the stitches on this top. You can pick how many you just want to weave it through. All the way around the entire hat. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you can see and we can get to the other side. Then when I get all the way back to this beginning point where I started, going to back up so you can see her. Leave that like that. Take this, and you're gonna pull. And you're gonna see that it cinches that top up. Just be careful when you're pulling because if you do not have very sturdy yarn, we'll say, it could snap. So just be careful that you don't pull too hard that you snap your yarn. Take your tail. You've got that cinched up. Be careful not to pull too tight. You might snap your yarn. This is the tail from the original chain, and I'm gonna do it. Crisscross applesauce it through twice. There's one. Well, crisscross applesauce and then loop it through twice. So there's one, and then two. Pull that tight. That's gonna hold there. Do another crisscross applesauce so you're knotting it. And this is just reassuring and holding my cinch. Now I can take this, my needle that is still attached to my yarn, and I can go ahead and secure my cinch even more. This can be a little tricky because sometimes it's a little hard to get through all those stitches. But then you're going to just close that up. And I like to do it across from each other. So I'll come out from that side, come over here from this edge, go to that edge, pull that through, holding it with my finger so that it doesn't grab any other part of the hat. Cinch that around. And I just work my way around. You can do this as many or as few times as you want. Okay, so my camera died and now I'm back. So what we're going to do is I was weaving through. Now I can't. All right, anyway. You're going to weave it through and now you're going to knot it. To knot it and create a loopy-doop to go through and knot, you're going to push it through one more time. It's a little difficult because of the cinch being right there, but when you push it through, get this big loop. You're going to pull it through and then go through that loopy-doop that you got going right there. Yep, right there. Go through that. Yep, now pull and boom, you got a knot. Pull it tight. You can do that once or twice. Then you're going to take that other tail that you had and use that to make another knot. So go ahead, crisscross applesauce, pull that tight once, and crisscross applesauce, pull it through twice, and boom. Give it a good pull, and cut those ends. And then you can weave them in or you can leave them loose. If you wanted to add a pom-pom, you could use those tails to attach a pom-pom. But there we go. What I do is to even out this where you've cinched it, I take it, put my hand in it to the end, take this hand, flatten it. I'm very picky about seams and bunches and anything along those lines. So doing this flattens that cinch so it's not going to be all balled up and hurt your head or scalp or whatever. So I flatten that. It's not that bad anyway. There we go. Remember to weave these ends in. Take my hair clip out. Crazy hair. Fold your hat on inside out it, outside in it. And then leave yourself a nice cute little brim because that's super cute. There we go. You got yourself a cute little beanie. And you can have it be slouchy if you want slouchy. Undo that brim. You got slouchy beanie. Not too bad. There we go. So. There is your beanie. Fold that brim back up. Put your tag on there. Good. That's my nail sticking out the hat. And there's your beanie. Gorgeous. Love it. Thanks you guys so much for being here and doing this with me. I really and truly enjoy doing these patterns with you. Thanks you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow along for more awesomeness.